Okay, who wants to get started? Padasanka, do you have anything that you want to take it away with?
Sure. I was quite surprised actually with how quickly you can start to feel the difference between the vibrational and the non-vibrational. What I had was a question, really.
Yes.
Around about on the second time round, and between the air and the ear, I could really feel like a lot of things disappeared, and it was almost like, especially on the air, that it was just the tone, that I could just experience that tone and I couldn't really experience anything else. So my question is that then when that stops, is that when you feel like you're done with that purging, if you like, of that particular vibrational level? Is that what is happening there, when you feel like you're nothing other than this tone, literally, or this expression?
Pretty much.
Is that then when when that falls away, you move on to the next one? Is that
pretty much? I would say that is coming close to what I'm trying to express. Yeah, indeed. It is the dissolving of those particular frequencies, and therefore, as these frequencies dissolve, the particular vibrations that are being held together by those frequencies that are dissolving. So yes, one thing that I might have not mentioned, but I did mention it in the email that went out yesterday, of course. The key here is that this white space training, this Honolin Va, is all about being able to enter into tuition together in a timeless and spaceless environment. And in order to do so, that means an environment without the ego, or beyond the ego, without the mind, or Savok, or beyond Savok, and without the ultimate construction of the personality as you know it today, the identity, I should say, not so much the personality itself. The persona evolves, the personality evolves into the persona evolves into the so-called Godhead expressions of the self, and those are still illusions. They will try to make you believe they're not, but they're still illusions, and eventually that will evolve into the creator self. But that is more of an exit of the Ekaraya rather than entering white space training. So ultimately, that is what it is about. Everything that I've explained today might have come across a little technical, but it is about creating this opportunity to learn the metaphysical truth without the hindrance of Savok, etc. Now, remember, of course, that you entered this Ekaraya as a Akianshi to eventually experience Savok, not as a theory, but as a practice. Because in the metaphysical domain, in Valin, in all of those realities that you have heard about over time, of course, there is no such thing as Savok. It is a theoretical study. Here, the study is practical. So that is the second thing I wanted to say about it. And I guess the third thing I wanted to say about it is that the highest, most abstract reason, of course, why we are doing this, why we are wishing to enter into Honolin Va together and not be limited by time or space or any of those things while studying this, and being able to return to the moment of actually leaving for white space. All of that is, of course, done with the intent to be in service to the whole, to be in a state of compassion and reach this state of ascension where you can be of service. So I sometimes, when you get into that whole technical stuff, it is easy to forget the basics, and the basics is a great sense of love. that makes all of us do this together, to be of service, because all of us, I guess, have come to understand together, much like Einstein would say, that you cannot fix a problem at the level of reality that created it. So that is why ultimately these classes are happening. And yes, to get back to the Palasanka, to your question, every time you practice this, you dissolve more and more of these frequencies and vibrations. But what you're actually doing, of course, is you are refocusing. You know,
yeah.
You're not actually dissolving. I want you to understand that. That may not be the right word to use, because ultimately you're not deleting this reality. There is a backup, and it stays in the cloud. Don't worry. Nothing can happen.
But more reorienting of a perception.
Yes. Focus.